Hello everyone, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome you to this year's Hospital Superheroes Awards. COVID put paid to last year's celebrations, but we were determined to deliver the awards this year by any means necessary. I hope that next year we're all together at a big venue like St Mary's, with food, with fizz and a big screen, but for this year, here I am, on a slightly smaller screen, to bring you news of those individuals and teams across the organisation who you believe have truly shone this year. Those that you feel exemplify our values as the UHS family. Our values have been integral to the architecture of this year's awards, designed not only to showcase what it truly means to put patients first, work together and always improve, they also provide the criteria by which the nominations were judged. This year, every one of us has demonstrated a fantastic spirit of teamwork and how we have individually and collectively faced the seemingly impossible. And then proven, again and again, that it wasn't. So, without further ado, let's find out who you've nominated.
It was my absolute honour to be asked to be both the judge of our Always Improving category and to announce this year's award winners. Hospital Heroes has always been one of my favourite events. I have loved wearing the microphone like Madonna, my Oscar moment when I gave out the wrong award to the wrong team, wearing my Esther jacket, which I'm wearing today. But most of all, it's the people. The sense of our UHS family and the pride of what we achieve as individuals and together. I'm still in awe of the amazing innovations that were at least one positive as a byproduct of COVID. Our involvement in the creation of a vaccine. The development of the Perso. Testing, drive-throughs and saliva testing. The creation and efficient operation of the PPE team. The outstanding work of the infection control team. The reach and impact of the COVID Zero campaign. And everybody's adaptability and preparedness to make the right decision in the right moment. These are just some of the many ways and varied improvements that prove why UHS is such an incomparable place to work. For me, the lasting legacy of the last 18 months has been the way in which we've worked together and the way that we've been kind to each other. And so, to the awards. Clinical Innovation. And the winners are Nathan Brendish and Tristan Clark, Point of Care Testing Team.
Really delighted to receive this award on behalf of the Point of Care Testing Team. It means an awful lot to us because it gives us thanks for all the hard work and the dedication that's been shown by the team over the last 18 months, where we've been able to institute point of care testing for SARS-CoV-2, which I think most people would agree has been transformative to the care pathways in the trust. So it's great to be recognised for that contribution. So many thanks, UHS.
Most Inspiring Innovator. And the winner is Emma Jane Squires, Patient Experience Improvement Manager.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I asked the comms team if they had the right Emma. This means the world. What we've created with the Patient Support Hub has been life-changing for us, as well as the patients who benefit from it. And it's in existence because of patients and because of the incredible volunteers that I get to work with every day. So thank you. This is for them.
Operational and Clinical Innovation. And the winner is the AMU nursing team. Thank you so much for all that you do, to recognise opportunities to change and improve for the better, and to drive those changes through for the benefit of your colleagues, the organisation, and of course, our patients. Congratulations to all of our nominees and our winners for showing us just what is possible. Thank you.
It's really great to be involved in my first Hospital Superheroes Awards in my guise as Chief Medical Officer. The quality of the nominations this year has simply been outstanding. When you collect together these examples of staff truly putting patients first, it really highlights to me just how much our staff embrace and live this value. As an organisation, we have demonstrated our strength, unity and skill from the moment the pandemic began. We've continued to deliver some of the strongest patient outcomes in the UK. Many of you were redeployed to new areas and have learnt new processes and routines. And in recent months, our clinicians have supported the road to recovery, with theatres opening at weekends and other creative ways to reduce our waiting lists. Over the last 18 months, I've been so impressed to see how our staff across all 4 divisions have embraced the concept of shared decision making. This is something that's absolutely about putting our patients first. It's about putting our patients at the centre of every decision we make and everything we do. I can see here that UHS is really truly leading the way in patients first and personalised care. And I'm delighted to be able to announce this year's winners. Patient Care Innovation. And the winner is Molly Watts, Staff Nurse, PICU. Patient Superhero. And the winner is Hayley Rayner, Ward Manager, D7T.
I just want to say thank you for this huge honour, especially to my D7 team that nominated me. Thanks for all your support in this really difficult year, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without you, so thank you very much.
Patient Team Superheroes. And the winner is Vulnerable Adult Support Team. Congratulations to Molly, Hayley and our Vulnerable Adult Support Team, and to all this year's nominees. You're an absolute credit to UHS.
Today it should have been Steve Harris appearing on your screens to announce the Working Together category winners, for which Steve was lead judge. But COVID continues to toy with our best laid plans, so I'm delighted to be here in his place. It is not surprising that Working Together was one of the most hotly contested categories in this year's awards, given that it is an area really put under the microscope by COVID. Teamwork would make or break us. Without the seamless integration of teams, the creative problem solving that occurred when the greatest minds from different departments came together, and without our unwavering support of one another, we wouldn't have achieved some of the amazing successes that Gail and Paul have already spoken about. Your willingness to adapt, redeploy, work from home, adapt to life on Teams and get vaccinated is what has made
what could have been a very dark 18 months seem that little bit brighter. If I could share with you perhaps a personal memory of managing COVID-19. At the start of the pandemic, what was the most inspiring for me was seeing how many teams came together to support each other and work together to prepare the hospital to cope with the pandemic ahead. It was truly amazing to see how our teams work together and really reflects very much our value of working together. Thank you everyone for the teamwork and care for each other that you demonstrated. So I'll keep you waiting no longer. It gives me great pleasure to now announce this year's winners. Best Team Player. And the winner is Diana Mondo, Research and Development Trustwide. Most Collaborative Team. And the winner is Critical Care.
I think it's absolutely brilliant that Critical Care have been awarded this, as it's been a tough year. We've all come together. I joined as a NQN back last September, and it's just been really nice the fact that everyone's come together, and no matter where you get sent and worked with, you're always part of the team. So I think it's just really nice to have been recognised for it.
Most Inspirational Leader. And in this case we have joint winners, Julie Brooks, Head of Infection Prevention, and Samantha Brownsea, Lead Nurse for the Targeted Lung Health Checks.
Thank you. Really honoured to receive this award. It's been a really difficult 18 months. And from an infection control point of view, we've been absolutely at the forefront. And to be honest, I've got to really dedicate this to my absolutely phenomenal team. I'm getting a bit emotional because they have been absolutely awesome, and without them, we wouldn't have done this. So thank you.
Working with you all and witnessing just what can be achieved when we're united towards a single goal is what makes working here so very special. I'm truly in awe of you all. Congratulations to all our winners and to all of our Working Together nominees.
In addition to our main award categories, we're also presenting some special awards to recognise some of the people who've gone above and beyond to support UHS and our patients over the last 18 months. The first of those is our Charity Star Award. This award celebrates the heroic efforts of one of our own, a person who's taken on a huge, epic challenge to raise money for Southampton Hospital's charity to help improve our patient services. And the winner is midwife Laura Sinclair. In 2019, Laura took up the challenge of swimming the distance of the English Channel to raise awareness and funds for our labour ward. She successfully completed this, raising over £1,000 to improve facilities for all the women, families and babies in our care. What a fantastic achievement. Well done, Laura. Our second special award recognises the vital contribution made to UHS by our volunteers. I'd like to recognise and thank all the hundreds of volunteers who give their time so freely, and without whom many vital patient support services just wouldn't be so good. This year's Outstanding Volunteer Award goes to Kieran Fifield. Kieran has led on our work with sunflower lanyards, processing and printing almost 700 lanyards to highlight the often hidden disabilities of our patients. Kieran has also been integral to the development of our fantastic patient support hub. Thanks to his IT wizardry, the hub has become more technology friendly, which has helped improve its services, supporting some of our most vulnerable patients during COVID. And all of this while studying for a biomedical science degree at university. We're indebted to you, Kieran, and thank you for your wonderful support.
I'm very honoured to have been nominated for, let alone won, the Volunteers Awards. I've been volunteering for just over a year with the University Hospital Southampton, and it has been an incredible experience with the opportunity to work alongside some of the most incredible people.
And finally, to an award I've chosen to make personally as part of this year's celebration, the CEO Award. You've heard me say it before, but I'll hope you'll allow me to say again how proud I am of all 12,000 of you, working together with patients first and foremost in our minds to deliver such outstanding care and support for patients throughout this pandemic. As one of the biggest trusts in the country, UHS has truly played its role, and however you measure performance, we've consistently been one of the best in the country. It takes the entire hospital working together for this to happen. So whether you work in a patient-facing role, or in a lab, or in an admin role coordinating services, or in a corporate function like estates, IT, or finance, wherever you work, please be proud of what we've achieved together as the UHS family. To all 12,000 of you, thank you. And with that in mind, and all the extraordinary things that have been achieved, deciding the winners of the CEO Award this year has been really difficult. But here we go. I mentioned before about how everyone needs to be on their game, whatever their role, for the hospital to function well. Throughout the pandemic, this particular individual found themselves in a role where the personal safety of the entire organisation and all our patients was in their hands. Not a patient-facing role, but one where if they didn't have the right equipment in the right place at the right time, every time, it would have been catastrophic. This year's CEO Award goes to Matt Keatley from the PPE operations team. The PPE team has been a great example of how to collaborate, support and improve in difficult times. They've worked together tirelessly to ensure that our staff have the correct supplies and equipment to keep themselves and our patients safe. As the manager, Matt has led the way. He inspires a team spirit that shows how working with passion and commitment for the benefit of colleagues across the trust brings everyone together. And he does it with a smile. Matt, you're a shining example of our UHS values. Huge congratulations on winning this award. And on behalf of Team UHS, thank you to you and your brilliant team for delivering the PPE goods. Literally.
Well, what an incredible award ceremony it has been so far. It's been wonderful to see so many nominations and worthy winners from across the organisation. As I approach my final half year as chair of UHS, I inevitably reflect on all that's happened since I started the role, but particularly over the last 18 months. A sense of wonder that we have stood and continue to stand strong against the biggest crisis in the history of the NHS. Compassion for all that you have been through and continue to go through. But my overriding feeling is one of enormous admiration for each and every one of you. If ever there was a year to celebrate heroism, it's here and it's now. It took courage to stand in the face of such a formidable foe and constantly adapt to its ever-changing face. To keep it from overwhelming us in the way that you have done. And it took immense creativity to protect each other and those to whom we were already providing care, finding new ways to support, treat and care for them. The UHS board has had to adapt to the challenge COVID has presented too. And while we have been unable to meet physically for quite some time, or get around the trust as we would have wished, we have understood and been in awe of the Herculean efforts made by the entire organisation. So selecting the Chair's Awards has been a nigh impossible task. How do you choose one team from the many extraordinary teams that make up Mega Team UHS? We could have made the award 20 times over. In the end, we chose a team whose hard work, commitment dogged determination and modesty stand as emblematic for the whole Trust. It's with great pleasure, therefore, that I announce my Outstanding Team Achievement Award goes to Pathology. They are unsung heroes whose unrelenting graft turned the tide when all seemed against them. Without them, we could not have achieved a fraction of all that we have done. Pathology, on behalf of the board, I would like to thank each and every one of you.
It's incredibly rewarding for us to have been acknowledged as heroes within pathology, particularly in virology. We have worked so hard in the past 18 months, and I'm very happy that pathologists have been recognized as so important to support this trust. We are the core of medicine. Without a diagnosis, we cannot treat patients. So it's incredibly rewarding that our role is being openly recognized. Thank you.
Now to my Outstanding Individual Achievement Award, which this year goes to Saul Faust, Director of NIHR Southampton Clinical Research Facility. Like me, you probably wondered from time to time during the pandemic about some of the expert commentators in the media. Saul has, by contrast, been a supremely authoritative, trusted, clear and calm voice, genuinely called upon by the government and the national media to unlock the science. He's helped the public to understand what was happening and how they could help slow the spread of the virus. In his research capacity, Saul was instrumental in the development of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and continues to lead on unique studies and trials that will shape both the UK's and the world's long-term handling of COVID. He is someone of whom we should all be extremely proud.
Wow, well, thank you to all of the committee or people who nominated me for this award. I'm really embarrassed because nothing I do could be done without everybody in my team, the research facility, everybody who works in R&D and on research at University Hospital Southampton. And that's been the case since the beginning of the pandemic. So thank you to everybody. And I'll be happy to accept it on behalf of all my colleagues.
And as this will be, sadly for me, the last Hospital Heroes Award I will attend, I'd just like to say that, although this is a Hospital Superheroes event, you should remember that each and every day you are personally one of the heroes who make UHS the amazing place it is. So on behalf of the UHS board, I would like to thank each of you for being one of our 12,000 superheroes.
This year's winner of the Daily Echo Reader's Choice Awards is Evan Davies.
Hi, I'd like to thank everyone who's nominated me for this award. It's a real honour to have received it, and I couldn't have done it without everyone that I work with. It's a real team effort at every level, and without the team around me, I wouldn't have been able to achieve anything that I've done. So I thank everyone who helps me day to day.
Throughout the year, via our Staff Spotlights feature, we've had the opportunity to hear about some of the many and varied triumphs we've celebrated, and the ingenious ways our teams have adapted to the challenges that recent times have presented. I'm pleased to say that we'll continue these staff spotlights throughout the coming year. But back to today's awards. These awards are an incredibly important moment of recognition, a time to stop for a second, to think about those you work with across the organisation who make your life and the lives of colleagues and patients that little bit better every day. So I'd like to say a final thank you, congratulations and well done to all our nominees and all of our winners. I'd also like to take a moment to thank those of you who nominated colleagues and to our judges for taking the time to review every single nomination. And a final thank you to everyone behind the scenes who've put together this year's awards. I encourage you to find out more about this year's winners in our Winners Showcase films, which you'll find on StaffNet. We'll also be releasing these films each week as part of our Staff Spotlight series. And remember, if you recognise an individual or team you believe worthy of an award, then keep note and nominate them next year. In closing, thank you to each and every one of all 12,000 of you for everything that you've done. I'm truly proud of our hospital, and I know you feel the same. It's inspiring and a privilege to work alongside you all. Thank you.